Grab the controller, sit your ass in the sofa. It's game time, baby. Crying Gamer. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Crying Gamer, bringing you another episode of Game Spotlight. For those that don't know, this is where I present a game to you that I've played thoroughly, and I give you my impressions of the game. And it only makes this platform if the game has left an impression on me. So you already know that HellBlade Senua Sacrifice has left an impression on the Crying Gamer. So anyway, going on to it, starting with the story. I'm not going to ruin anything for you guys. I'm going to keep it very vague. The main character, the protagonist, which is a female protagonist, we don't have a lot of those in games, and this one is very well played. This story takes place in Viking time, around Norse and Celtic mythology as well. And Senua has a love in her life, and the love of her life was named Dylan. And Dylan was sacrificed pretty much to the gods, and you know that hurt her, that broke her. I think that's also what drove her into her psychotic state in which she is, which plays a large aspect, which plays into this game in a large way, which I will get into further. But anyway, she has the skull of Dylan on her side, and she is going to the depths of hell to try to reclaim his soul and to keep Dillian, just to be with Dillian, reclaim his soul, reclaim his spirit, pretty much. And she suffers from a psychosis. Is why they call her psychotic. Pretty much what psychosis is like. It's like any major severe mental disorder, which I think that changes one's personality. That's how psychosis is in the dictionary off the top of my head. And hence you will call that person psychotic because of change of behavior. Senua, she hears a lot of voices, and these voices propel you through the game. So this game pretty much takes place in her mind. Things that she has learned, the mythologies, the teachings of the religions that she has learned from her parents now plays into effect because all these are already in her mind. So because they're already in her mind and she now has become psychotic based on that event that has made her that way, kind of drove her crazy, she now lives this story or these places, she makes them a reality in her head because the mental is everything, right? So you will find through the course of this game, it takes you to different gods and different of the lore of mythology. I think it's fire, soot god. You fight all kind of other big beasts, similar to like a Dark Souls kind of fight. The mechanics are not nowhere near the Dark Souls, but think of boss fights like this. Think of the boss fights in this game when you think of the boss fights in like I would say like a Dark Souls with the big bosses. But anyway, she goes on this adventure, and meanwhile, while you're on this adventure, going to very elaborate, great atmospheres in this game. Great atmospheres. You go through these atmospheres and you're hearing voices. And you have to play also, let me interject because I'm just going off the top. Nothing's really in order here. We're just talking. You need headphones to play this game. I would recommend headphones. The game recommends headphones because there's voices that are talking to her. And when you have these headphones on, it feels like they're actually talking to you and you feel like you're going crazy after a while. But after a while of listening to them, you want them to tell you because they hint. If somebody's behind you getting ready to hit you, the voice will say behind you. That's kind of cool. I like the way that the sound design is phenomenal in this game. Excellent use of sound in this game. But anyway, moving on. That's pretty much the story in a nutshell. She's going through to find Dillian's soul, and she's going to the depths, fighting the evil gods in the Norse or in Celtic mythology to do so, while realizing certain things about herself and her family along the way. And that I will not ruin for you. I will leave that for you to experience yourself. So I already said the sound is phenomenal, bar none. The atmosphere is phenomenal. Graphics phenomenal. Sounds phenomenal. Moving on now to the gameplay of the game. Now, this game pretty much is not going to be for everyone. The game, I can say what I can compare it to is The combat I would compare to a game called Rise, Son of Rome. Oh, make sure you go watch those videos. I got some new Rise of Rome up anyway. Anyway, the combat is like Rise of Rome when you are in conflict with someone, in a physical conflict. But it's not as deep as Rise of Rome. So that's not saying a lot because Rise of Rome combat wasn't that deep. So pretty much it's just, with this game, HellBlade, it's just block, counter at the right time block, heavy and light swings. Nothing too fancy. I feel like these set pieces are just, to break up the monotony of the story. Pretty much the game doesn't focus on action. But the boss fights are very well done. They're very fun. The combat, the gameplay gets the job done for what it's trying to do. Pretty much it's just an interactive story. That's pretty much what the game is. And they do a good job of this game. I believe 20 or 25, a team of 20 or 25 people put this AAA title together. I mean, you have to give it up. You got to give it up for them because they put their foot, everything in the pot. Is that even the saying? I don't know. But anyway, they put everything into it and it can tell. It can tell. And I hope that they do another sequel to this, another sequel. This is the first one, that they do a sequel to this game and elaborate on the combat because they have something very special with HellBlade. Something special. This is a new IP that I know that Ninja Theory will continue on and to make another one. Hopefully they will because it is awesome. So, all in all, I'm not going to hold you guys anymore. Should you get this game? Absolutely. But you must be warned that it's not the type of game that you're used to. It's more so a game that you're going to just sit and take everything in. I forgot to mention also, there's a lot of puzzle solving aspects to it. Pretty much all the puzzle solving is the same, but they put it in the lore as opening your third eye and you have to focus the symbols. You have to find the symbols from the door in the actual atmosphere in the world, match it up, and that's one key. I thought that was pretty cool, but that kind of gets monotonous over and over. But nonetheless, it was still all right. The game definitely is not for everybody. It's not an action game where you're going through hacking and cutting and slashing all the way through, from which I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't that. It's not a God of War action type of game. I would say it's an interactive game, telling the lore, getting into the mind of somebody that's quote-unquote psychotic, and hearing things and trying to experience what they experienced. Now, I have never experienced anything like that, so I couldn't really tell you how effective it is, but having that headset on really made you feel like, whoa, am I losing it here? What's going on? And that, I mean, that's all. I mean, try the game. It's an experience, It's not a long game. I would say maybe 10 hours. 10 hours if you're really good with the puzzles, maybe 7.5, 8. But with that, man, be sure to check out HellBlade. It's on GameSpotlight. I will not lead you guys wrong. I think you guys will enjoy it, but just don't be expecting an elaborate combat game. As far as the moves and combos, everything is just basic, heavy, light. That's it. Check out some of the playthroughs on the game. I did a full playthrough of the game. If you just want to see it before you buy it, check out my playthroughs, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.